Let's talk about Gujarat Titans, a team that's made so much news for what's happened off the field. Now, nothing wrong with what happened off the field. It's just that the Tottenham group has now bought a controlling stake. I wonder if that'll have any impact on how they play. I hope it doesn't. It shouldn't, because they've got a very nice, understated core that runs the team and actually runs it very well. Which team comes into the biggest domestic T20 tournament, the biggest franchise T20 tournament in the world, wins it in the first year, 2 balls away from winning it in the second? Yeah, 2024 wasn't great because they missed 2 big players there. Hardik Pandya was an outstanding captain for Gujarat Titans. Took the new ball when it was required, batted in the middle order, protected the finishers, and him and Ashish Nehra just formed this fantastic combination. Then in 2024, he was a huge miss for them. But another major miss for them was Mohammed. In 23, he took 17 power play wickets. Can you imagine what that does to the side when you've got a lead bowler taking 17 power play wickets? So Shami was missed, Pandya was missed, and now as they regroup in 25, they've got to find replacements for those. And what they've done is, because they had a couple of retentions at base price, they had the money to go big on some players, and they've got big on fast bowling. They spent big on Rabada, they spent big on Siraj, they spent big on Prasidh Krishna. Now, if each of those 3 plays, and you add Rashid Khan, who's a retained player at 18 crores, there's half your purse in the bowling there. And so it's very clear that the bowlers have to play a very big part for the Gujarat Titans this year. But there's also big money retentions. Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan. We don't know what kind of season Sai Sudarshan will have because he's coming off a bad injury, but hopefully he'll come back and have the kind of season he had last year where he sailed past 500 runs. And then, to my mind, one of the best purchases that they've made in Jos Buttler. I think Butler's a bit lost at the moment in his career. I know he's 34. Sometimes as a player, when you're at that age, you're starting to think, how much longer? Where am I going? The doubts start to creep in. I think Gujarat Titans can just let him forget about all that and come back and be the titan that he's been in the IPL. He's one of the IPL greats, Jos Buttler. With all that's happening around him in the last cycle, he's still among the top 5 players. He's still striking at a fantastic rate. He's still a genuine match winner. And I hope they go and bat him up the order, either as an opener or at number 3. Maybe open with Gill and Sai Sudarshan, Buttler at number 3, and tell him go and control the game from there. Go and, what's the word all the players like? Go and express yourself from number 3. And that will make for a very powerful number 3. But then look what happens after that. They've got Shah Rukh Khan, whom they retained. They've got Mahipal Lomror, and they've got Sharfane Rutherford. Suddenly you're saying, is what follows after the top 3 good enough? And that is why I'm going to recommend that they go with a player I think the world of. I'm amazed that IPL franchises haven't used enough of Glenn Phillips. And I think there's much more to Glenn Phillips than just being a number 6 finisher or number 7 finisher. So I would have Glenn Phillips in this side, batting at 4, then have either Mahipal Lomror or Shah Rukh Khan. One of them plays, one of them is the impact sub. Then Washington Sundar, who's another, I think, very good buy. And just as well, he was losing himself at the Sunrisers. And then Rahul Tewatia at number 7. So excellent top 3, decent finishers, but slightly iffy in the middle. If Glenn Phillips has a big season, he makes up for that. So that's the top 7. Then you've got the 4 bowlers that I talked about. Rashid Khan, perfectly capable of batting at number 8. And then Prasidh Krishna, Mohammed Siraj, and Kagiso Rabada. But let's look at those fast bowlers a little bit more carefully. You look on paper and they look fantastic. Kagiso Rabada is one of the great bowlers of our times. But in T20 cricket, in the IPL, he's not quite been the force that you always think that he will be, with an economy rate greater than 9. Mohammed Siraj endured a difficult season in 24 after having a brilliant 23. He went for a few runs as well. Prasidh Krishna can turn a game, but he can also go for runs. So you're looking at 3 bowlers there who are very high on pedigree, but who can also go for a lot of runs. And that is why I think for Gujarat Titans to do well this year, the batting will have to overcome a potential leaking of runs with their bowling lineup. By the way, Kagiso Rabada has had a fantastic season in the SA20 as well. So if he can replicate that form, then wow, Gujarat Titans are very happy. But Rashid Khan last year went at 8.4. That is unthinkable for a player like Rashid Khan. So He's come back from a good season. Rabada's come back from a good season. They both do well. The bowling starts to look very, very, very different indeed. Now, who do they have in terms of backup should something go wrong? Let's take a look. They've got Cricbuzz, who can be injury prone. There's Nishant Sindhu, who's doing very well in domestic cricket. Shafin Rutherford, if they want him to come in place of Glenn Phillips, he finishes a lot of games. He's very powerful, and they might use Sai Kishore as an impact sub if they're going to places where the ball will turn a little bit more. If they think they just want a finisher, they've got Kareem Jannat there from Afghanistan. He can go and finish a few games, but I don't see him playing a big role. I see Glenn Phillips playing a far bigger role there. So, can Gujarat Titans make it? The great thing about this IPL is every team, if in form and firing, has the potential of making it to the playoffs. I think they do too, but for GT to make it, their top three and the fast bowlers have to have a big season.